Hello everyone, welcome to Southern Wreaths. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, and share this video. Today I'm going to show you how I make this ruffle American wreath. These are the supplies I'm going to use to make this wreath. I'm going to start by adding the pipe cleaners to my wire frame. This is a 14-inch frame. I'm going to add a pipe cleaner in each crossbar, twisting 3 times. I'm going around the 2 center rings and I'm twisting pretty tight. After I finish adding the inside ties, I'm going to go to the outside. I'm just going to pick a random crossbar to start. And I'm going to do the exact same thing that I did on the inside. I twist 3 times. The only difference is when I'm done, I lay these pipe cleaners along the frame, the second from the outside frame. Where that ends is where I'm going to add my next one. And I'll do that going all the way around, and they should line up. If they're off just slightly, that's fine. It doesn't make that big of a deal. You end up with 14 ties total. There's 6 on the inside and 8 on the outside. This is what it'll look like when it's done. I went ahead and opened my outside tie, so when I'm ready to add my ruffles, it will be easy. I'm going to do 10 of the white and 9 each of the blue and red, so I'll have a little bit of mesh left over. So I did the math and I'm going to need more than 1 roll, and the easiest and quickest way for me to do this is just going to be to overlap and cut these. I will end up with 2 different, 2 rolls that still have some left on them, but I think this will be easier, so I'm going to do the easier way. So I'm just going to put them together like this and then just pull it out. I'm going to cut that clean. Gonna pull over to the 24 mark, and then I like to grab it where it's at 1, pull it to the center, and then cut it that way. Here, I'll show you one more time. Pull it to the 24, grab it at 1, pull it to the center, and cut it. So each one of these has 2, and that will be 1 ruffle. So I'll need 10 stacks of 2 of this. I'm going to cut my blue and red mesh the same way. I'll probably double it up and cut what I need from those. This mesh is 12-inch mesh. So this came from Michael's. They have the 12-inch mesh. So I just have them stacked on top of each other, where I have it at the 24 mark, and I'm just going to grab it at the 1 and pull it to the center just so I can cut it easier. And then I end up with my 2 pieces. So I'm going to do that 8 more times. I finished cutting on my mesh, and this is what I have left. This is the 6-inch and these are the 12 inches. So you still have some mesh left over. Alright, I'm going to start adding my ruffles. I'm going to do the ruffles on the outside and then on the inside. The reason I'm doing that is because the outside will be pushed down and then these will be on top, so it kind of elevates it a little bit. Alright, so to do regular ruffles, they'll probably be about 11 inches, not quite 12 inches. I'm going to overlap the 6-inch mesh. I'm going to put my foam down here and hold it for now. You want it to be, kind of even, and you want it to have enough room so that when you're making the ruffles, it doesn't come undone. So I have it, I say about 1 inch over. Roughly, it doesn't have to be perfect. Okay, so at the end, you can see, I'm going to tuck it under. And then I'm just going to gather it in the center, kind of guiding the mesh to where I want it to be. So I want to keep it at that 1-inch mark. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then once I get to the end, I'll tuck it under. And there's my ruffle. So this ruffle measures about 10 inches ruffled, and then we'll measure the other one. Start with the color that you cut 10 of, so you don't end up with 2 side by side. I've done that before. So you place it into your pipe cleaner, and then you're just going to twist it once for now because you're going to open it to add the other color. So I'm going to do blue now. And I'm going to keep it in a pattern. And you could also do this with 10-inch mesh. You would just overlap this a little bit more, or you could honestly just leave it. No one's gonna tell that you're a little bit off. So this one was cut a little crooked, so I'm gonna fold it under until it's even. About right there. And then I'm just gonna gather like I always do. This is not the best mesh to work with, but it will make a beautiful wreath. All right, let's see how big this is. So this measured out to 11 inches. So it's not that big of a deal. So you could either put this on top and then twist it, but I'm gonna add ribbon and I don't wanna lose a lot of my pipe cleaner. So I'm just gonna open it and add this mesh on top. Be careful because you don't want your white mesh to come apart. And then twist it tightly 1.5 times. And then now I'm just gonna overlap the white and then I'll overlap the blue. And this just creates a nice circle. So since I did blue on top here, I'm gonna do red on the bottom. I'm gonna go in order. So I do white on the bottom, blue, then red, then white, then blue, then red, and I continue on so it ends up alternating. And I can just show you as I go. I'm just ruffle this one. See, this one's crooked. You could either fix it or you could just tuck it under. It's completely up to you. And then just gather it up. Get to the end and tuck. Twist. And you could go ahead and overlap them now if you want to. And I want to show you this one more time. So I have my 2 pieces of 6-inch mesh. I'll pull it out, lay something heavy on it, and then just kind of overlap it evenly. And then I do like to tuck. Now this mesh is really sturdy, but if you use the Dollar Tree mesh, it could get kind of messy. So just don't mess with it unless you have to, because that's what makes it fray, is when you keep messing with it. So just continue making my ruffles on top of the overlap part. But this is a great way to use up any 6-inch mesh that you might have. Open. And then you twist as tightly as you can because you don't want this white to come undone. And kind of overlap it. And then you'll fluff it up against the one next to it. Alright, I'm going to go through and continue adding my ruffles. I finished adding the mesh to the outside. Now I'm just going to open the ties in the center so I can add them easier. Alright, after I open my ties, I'm just going to continue making my ruffles to add to the center. Let's use my mints. Alright, I'm going to pick one to start. Doesn't really matter, you just kind of want the colors to not be lined up too much. The way I add my pipe cleaners, they kind of end up adding up, like lining up at some point, most of the time, but usually I add a sign so I don't let that bother me. This wreath is for my cousin and she does not want a sign, so this one will not have one. Alright, fluff it. And I'm just overlapping it. And then I'll just kind of fluff it up against the sides and stuff. And that's what the center looks like. So I'm going to go around and finish adding into the middle. I do it the exact same way as the outside. You just kind of fluff it up against the area out here as well as the ones on either side. So that's the only difference to the center. I finished adding all my mesh. There are certain places that the mesh wants to stick up, like here. I just kind of tuck it away. I don't know if it's just this particular mesh that does that, but I feel like it's a lot longer than the other mesh. Well, not a lot longer, but a couple inches longer. So it wants to stick out in funny places. Like, I don't know if you can see right here. So I just kind of tuck it under. Just make it look nice. But you can see that the center just puffs it up a little bit more. That's why I added on after. Because I feel like if I added that first and then put that on, it may push it down. It might not. You could probably do it either way. Just in my head today, that's what I was thinking. So now I'm going to go through and cut all of my ribbons. I'm going to cut them at 12 inches each, and I need 7 of each kind. I have 2 1.5 inch ribbons and 2 2.5 inch ribbons. So I'm just going to, and it's all wired ribbon. Just going to just tuck a little tiny piece of it just to keep a grip on there so it doesn't slide down when I'm pulling, because I kind of pull a little bit tight. Alright, there's 1. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright, and I'm going to slide my scissors in, hold it, and then I just cut it down here as well. You just stick it in between the cardboard. And then you end up with 7 pieces. She gave me a reference photo, and I'm just going to check and see if the ribbons were cut with a dovetail. It looks like they didn't dovetail the tiny ones at all. And they slightly dovetailed the larger ones. I've never done that. I guess I'm going to do that this time. So I am not going to cut the ends of this ribbon. And as far as a reference photo, I just had her look up something that she likes, and then I put my own spin on it, my own ribbons. I just kind of use it as a guide to know what she likes. So I'm going to continue cutting my ribbons. So I line up, I have 3 here. You can do 2, you can do 1. If your scissors are good, you could do more. I fold it in half, long ways, and I'm going to cut from the wire to the crease at an angle. And there's my dovetail. And I'm going to do the same thing to the other side. I'm not going to do these dovetails as shallow as what's in the picture, just because I don't want to. But if she comes back and says she doesn't like it, then I can always change it. You just trim a little bit more off. Alright, I'm going to finish cutting my ribbon. So I think I'm going to do these 2 together and these 2, because this one has glitter and this one does, and that way it's separated. And these are a little like a matte finish, and I don't really want to do that. I want to mix it up a little bit. So I just like to go through and stack it the way I'm going to add it to my wreath. It only takes a little bit, and it saves me a lot of headache of trying to grab everything as I'm going through. You don't have to do this step. It's completely up to you. I just find that it makes my life a little bit easier. I'm going to go ahead and get my mesh tubing ready. I'm just going to go ahead and add everything as I'm going around. I just want to make sure I have enough to do this. So the way I normally do this is I figure out how big I want each section to be that I'm putting in. Yeah, I think that's a good one. Let me... Yeah. I do want a little bit hanging off of each end, so I'm going to say it's right here. So it's 24, 5, 26, 27, about 28 inches. So I'm just going to measure it out using my mat. And I'm going to go through and cut 14 of these. Alright, I've got everything ready to go. I've even got my glue stick to roll down my pipe cleaners. I went ahead and cut 14 of those so I can just add them as I'm going. So I'm going to add the ribbon first. Just going to try to make it even. Fold it in half and crease it. And then where I crease is where I'm going to pinch it into 3s. And then just add that into my pipe cleaner. I'm going to twist once. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to overlap it as much as I want. Then pull the center. Kind of want my loop to be a loop. There we go. Alright, and I'm going to add this on top and then twist it probably 3 times. 1, 2, yeah. Then I'm just going to take my glue stick and roll down my pipe cleaners. If you wanted to, you could go through and add your ribbon and then add your mesh tubing. The reason I want to do it this way is because with this particular mesh, I want to touch it as little as possible. Because the more you mess with it, the more it frays. If you have good mesh, you really won't have to worry about that. So you do whichever way makes sense to you. And you could also cut your ribbons at different sizes. You don't have to do 12 inches. It's just easier for me to keep inventory or like price a wreath because 12 inches is a foot. So that's why I started doing 12 inches. It's just kind of stuck. Alright, I'm going to do it again with this one. Add it on top of the pipe cleaner. Twist once. And you don't have to add mesh tubing, or you could actually add only mesh tubing if you did lots of different colors. The red, white, and blue, that would be really cute. Alright, put that on top. Twist 3 times, and then roll it down. And I fluffed my ribbon in an X, but you could fluff it where 2 go that way and 2 go this way. I just like to do opposites. I like the way that looks. To do the outside pieces, I do my ribbons the same way. Then I find the pipe cleaner, add my ribbon in, twist once. Gonna add in my mesh tubing. Now I'm going to twist it 3 times. And I only do it 3 times just to make sure it's not going to come undone. Right, this is the only difference in the outside from the inside is the way you fluff the ribbon. Which with this particular wreath, I could still create an X. Sometimes, depending on how everything's laying, you do straight across and then out on the sides, but this is still an X, so I'm going to go around and finish adding my ribbons. Alright, this is what it looks like when it's all done. And I'll go through and mess with the ribbons. I'm not in love with the blue on the blue. Kind of disappears here, so I might try to pull this over. We'll see, I'll mess with it. But that's it. That's how I made my patriotic 4th of July wreath. If y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments below, or you can email me at craftingwithlee@yahoo.com. Thanks so much for watching. And if y'all learned anything today or like my video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.